Carrie and welcome to Vegan Meals Made Easy, and today we're cooking vegan shepherd pie. Okay, so we need 1 chopped onion, 4 to 5 chopped carrots, 4 celery stalks diced, frozen peas, 1 full cup of green beans, 4 to 5 sliced mushrooms. We have 1 1/2 cups of vegetable broth, and we use Swanson 100% natural vegetable broth. You also need 2 teaspoons of dried thyme. You also need 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and you need 2 teaspoons of, we're using dried rosemary. It's organic. We also have 3 tablespoons of flour. And we need 3 cloves of garlic and some salt and pepper. We prefer to use the Old Thompson's Himalayan pink salt and the Telly cherry black pepper. We use Guardian. It's 87% less fat and it's non-GMO. And this is 1 full pack that we'll be using today. We have 1/2 dozen russet potatoes. They're diced. You need to get them in a pot, fill them up with water, and we're going to put them on to boil to start. While that's boiling, we're going to start sauteing our garlic and our onions. Alright, you want to put your onions in. Get these broken up a bit so they're evenly browned while they're being sauteed. Okay, we're going to mince our 3 garlic cloves. Stir that around evenly so it mixes well with the onions as you brown them. Next, you want to add your carrots and celery. Basically, you want to start with the hard vegetables first to soften before you put this in to bake all together. Your mushrooms. You want to have this sauteed for 5 to 10 minutes or so, or until every bit of the vegetables are softened. Okay, while your carrots, celery, mushrooms, onions, and garlic are still sauteing, you can use that time to make your gravy. So we have 1 1/2 cups of vegetable broth and 3 tablespoons of flour. Mix that in. This is the consistency that you'd want after you blended your broth with your flour. Now I'm going to add the spices to help make the gravy. So these are the 2 teaspoons of thyme. Next, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning and then 2 teaspoons of rosemary. Okay, this is what your gravy is going to look like once you've added all your spices mixed with the flour and the vegetable broth. And now we're going to add it to a pan. Okay, so we've poured in our gravy. We're going to cook this for another 5 to 10 minutes or until the gravy is thickened up around your vegetables. You don't want to add your frozen vegetables until the last 4 or 5 minutes before it's actually being placed into your pie plate or your casserole dish, because they're frozen and they will cook quicker than the rest. Now you want to make sure you keep stirring while your gravy's thickening around your veggies, because otherwise you'll just have big clumps of flour here and there, and you don't want that. But as you can see, it's only been a couple of minutes since I added the broth, or gravy I should call it, and it's thickening up quite nice. And our potatoes are highly on the boil here, and they'll be coming up in just a little bit, and we'll get those mashed and ready to add to the top of your pie after, of course, you put it in your casserole dish, or we're using a pie dish ourselves, actually. Next, you want to add your green beans and your peas. Make sure you have a big enough pan to add all the ingredients in, because we're actually getting to the very room now. And we still have to add our meatless beef. This is what the Guardian meatless beef looks like, or granules, or beefy crumbles. They have all different names for them. going to stir this all in here, and then I'm going to add some salt and pepper for taste. Okay, the last ingredients you want to add is your salt and pepper. You can even add this in the gravy if you want. It will be evenly distributed. I like to do a couple of grinds like that for each one. And then you'll want to stir this all in evenly. After you've added your salt and pepper, turn your burner onto low and let it simmer for 3 to 4 minutes while you start on your mashed potatoes. Okay, drain your potatoes in a colander. Try to get all the excess water out. What I like to do is just reuse the pot. Alright, for my mashed potatoes, we use original Blue Diamond Almond Breeze. And all we need is about a 1/3 cup of that. And I just took about a 1/2 tablespoon of butter. If you want more butter or more milk, that's your preference. So I'm going to just pour the milk in, add the butter, get your mixer ready, start mixing. Okay, I think that's good. Alright, so I finished the mashed potatoes. Now, if I were just eating these as a side, I'd add way more butter and way more milk, but that's just my preference. Since we're just putting this on top as a topper for the shepherd's pie, and we're just going to make sure they get golden brown, I'm just scooping out shepherd's pie mix. You want to just make it evenly in your casserole dish, or in our case, our pie plate. Now, if our wrought iron pan was actually wider and a little taller, I would have added the potatoes to that and just baked it right in there, because it's totally safe to do that. Now just top up with your mashed potatoes. Just spread it across evenly. We prefer a nice thick topping. That's about it. So we had some extras, so we decided to make Trevor some for work tomorrow. We preheat the oven for 350 and then put it in and bake it for about 25 to 30 minutes. The potato top is golden brown. And what I suggest also is sticking your casserole dish or your pie plates on a tray, because the gravy is going to boil over and you don't want that burning on the bottom of your oven. Okay, we took it out. We had to add a little, about 5 more minutes worth of time, because we wanted to get that golden crust around the edge of the pie plate. And you can tell that the gravy is looking pretty mint because it's boiling over. We're going to give it about 5 to 7 minutes to cool off, and then we're going to tuck in and eat it. It's been about 5 minutes since we took it out of the oven. And I'm going to cut into a piece and show you guys how awesome this looks. Super excited. Can't wait to get in and eat this. It's hot. The ingredient list and the full instructions on how to cook your own vegan shepherd pie will be below this video. I hope you make one of your own. Please comment below if you like this video and if you have any questions, and I'll look to see you next time.